This is the Yankees Postcast, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What a day, both on and off the field for the Yankees. We'll start on it, where they beat the Rays today 7-4. Yanks take 3 of 4 from Tampa in the Bronx this week. Today also featured a 3-hour rain delay, which in and of itself is ridiculous. Despite that, the Yanks again win and take 3 of 4 from Tampa. Also, some splashes made off the field. The trade deadline has come and gone, and the Yankees made some moves. We'll break it all down. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. Glad to have you aboard. Please follow me on X as well, at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees Postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The Postcast gives you a place to chat after every game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. Before we start, this episode is brought to you by 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. Go to 5hourenergy.com today and use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. Only valid through September 30th. Order transfusion-flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. And we're off.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, so we'll sort of break it up into 2 parts today. Obviously, we've got the game, a win for the Yankees, which, despite the rain delay, was a lot closer before than after. It was 7-4. At one point, it was 7-0. So again, the Yankees made things interesting before, ho-hum afterwards. And again, they go on to win it 7-4. They're now 60-49. They're 34-22 at home. They pick up a half game on the Blue Jays, who did not play today. So as of now, the Yanks are 3.5 games behind the Blue Jays for the top spot in the American League East. But obviously, lots changed today with the deadline. We'll get to it. As for the offense, Giancarlo Stanton hit a huge home run. His 8th of the season, 432 feet to the bleachers out in left field. He now has 8 home runs, all of his home runs this season in the last 20 games. So he's slow. He can't play the field. He can't throw because of his elbows. However, his presence in the lineup is undeniable. And again, without the services now of Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton's going to be right in the middle of that order and prove to be pretty worthy for the Yankees. Again, without Judge, Stanton is going to play every day, at least DH every day. Now, obviously that begs the question, what happens to Stanton when Judge returns, which, believe it or not, could be sooner rather than later. If it happens to be at the end of his 10-day IL stint, well, it'll be in about a week. If it's longer, obviously, we'll have to wait. But again, Stanton, his 8th home run in the last 20 games, and it was 432 feet. Also hitting a home run was Ben Rice. He ripped this one. For Rice, the home run is 16th, and very quietly, Rice has put up good numbers. 16 home runs. He had 3 ribbies today. He has 35 RBIs now. And again, his playing time is going to go down because he's now the number 1 backup catcher, which means you can't play him every single day because if the starting catcher gets hurt, well, then you're in trouble. So again, with Austin Wells being the number 1 and Ben Rice being the number 2, a lot fewer liberties will be taken with Ben Rice as far as playing time. Stanton and the rest of the Yankees watched as Ryan McMahon was the only Yankee with 2 hits. He's been pretty good since coming over to the Yankees. Obviously, the defense is there. You knew it would be because he's an A-plus defender. He's been pretty solid with the bat as well. Every single Yankees starter had a home run with 2 exceptions. Austin Slater, who made his debut as a Yankee today, goes 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. And Anthony Volpe, who goes 0 for 3 with a strikeout down to 215. However, he played a solid shortstop today, so no errors to speak of. However, with Volpe struggling at the dish, there are now options. Before, there were not. The trade deadline has come and gone, and as we said, the Yanks have certainly added. Before we get there, let's talk about Marcus Stroman, who goes the first 5, allowed 4 earned runs. When he did so, the Yanks had a 7-0 lead. Yanks scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. So it was 7-0 into the fourth, starting to get dark, starting to drizzle, and the Rays put up a 4 spot in the top of the fourth. Wasn't sure if we'd get to an official game before the rains came. Again, it's 7-4, completely different game. If it's 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, 10-0 even, perhaps they don't restart the game. But since it was only a 3-run game and Tampa's very much alive, as are the Yankees, obviously, well, they decided to wait 3 hours. And let me tell you, folks, if you're not in the New York area right now, I am. It's miserable out. Lots of rain, torrential rain, lots of flooding. So again, 3 hours waiting in that seemed ridiculous, to be honest. As for the Rays, they did not get a good pitching effort from Ryan Pepio, the starter. He allowed all 7 runs in the first 3 innings. And again, the Yankees are now 60-49, 3.5 behind the Blue Jays. So the bullpen today was pretty interesting. De Los Santos went 3 innings, did not allow a run, struck out 5. Jonathan Loaizaga handled the 9th for his first save in a long time. He obviously did not allow a run either. The problem now is who's going, because the Yankees added to their bullpen. Here we go. They get all-star closer David Bednar from the Pirates. Yanks send Rafael Flores, Eglin Perez, and Brian Sanchez back to Pittsburgh. The Yankees also get Jake Bird from the Rockies. Rockies get Rock Riggio and Ben Shields. The Yankees also acquired Camilo Doval from the Giants. Going to the Giants, Jesus Rodriguez, Parks Harbor, Tristan Vreeling, and one other player. But they're not done yet. We told you about the additions of Ryan McMahon and Ahmed Rosario and Austin Slater. So you figured the Yankees were only going to add pitching today. Well, they added one more position player, and they got rid of one. The Yanks have traded Oswald Peraza to the Angels, and if today wasn't enough, the Yanks have acquired Jose Caballero from, you guessed it, the opposing dugout. The Tampa Bay Rays. Everson Pereira and a player to be named later go back to Tampa. This happened during the restart. So cameras on the dugout, rightfully so. Caballero hugging his teammates down the tunnel and right across the street to the next dugout where he'll now put on a Yankee uniform. So again, essentially it's Caballero for Peraza. By the way, Caballero tied for the most stolen bases in baseball with 34. So the Yanks adding speed, and obviously he can play shortstop. Not that we're targeting Anthony Volpe in any way. Point being, he really hasn't had anybody behind him to threaten him, to scare him, to knock him into place. Well, now that's exactly what the Yankees have. So again, to repeat, they add Bednar, they add Bird, they add Doval, and they add Caballero. They get rid of Oswald Peraza. Perhaps one of the reasons De Los Santos got 3 innings and 33 pitches worth of work today was because, you guessed it, he's likely to get sent down. Needing space in that bullpen with the addition of these 3 guys, essentially adding 2 closers and a middle relief guy. Excellent work by Brian Cashman. Now, we'll take a break. We still have to do player of the game and set you up for Miami because, believe it or not, the Yankees have more baseball to play. We'll set you up for the probables. Remember, folks, Miami's not bad. They've been playing much better baseball. After Miami, they head west to Texas. Texas isn't bad. They added Merrill Kelly. Top of their rotation, DeGrom, Eovaldi, Kelly. Pretty good. And obviously, that's a hitter's ballpark, so it should be a difficult test for the Yankees. 3 in Miami and 3 in Texas. All right, time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off it, you just need that extra boost to stay sharp and energized. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors, of course. The grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the beverage cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that is the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. This code is not good on subscription orders either. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion-flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. All right, folks, why wait?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
We'll give it to Giancarlo Stanton, who, of course, hit a huge home run. Now, that did not put the game out of reach, obviously. Perhaps the Ben Rice home run did, but the Stanton home run turned a 1-0 game into 3-0 right out of the gates and really changed the tenor because with the rain looming and the deadline coming, it was very interesting to see what these two managers would do with their starting pitchers today. Pepio, who gave up 7 runs in 4 innings, threw 88 pitches, and he's been pretty good of late. They stretched him. They knew they needed to get to at least 5.5 for an official game. As for the Yankees, Stroman threw just 74 pitches, but that's when the rains came as well. He allowed 4 runs. But again, Stanton, a huge home run, and he's been real good, real valuable for the offense. As we said, 8 homers in his last 20 games. Yankees Marlins begin tomorrow night in Miami. Jose Caballero will be on that charter for the Yankees tonight down to Miami. Carlos Rodon starts on Friday. Cam Schlittler starts on Saturday. And then Sunday, a sight for sore eyes, Luis Gil gets the start for the Yankees. As we said, 3 in Miami, 3 in Texas. They return home for 3 with Houston, who reacquired Carlos Correa today. And then 3 with Minnesota, who traded just about everybody. So that's changed a little bit from the next homestand, which will be, again, Houston and Minnesota. 3 difficult ones against the Astros, not difficult against the Minnesota Twins, who traded everybody. All right, 2 hours and 45 minutes. I called it 3 hours. Bad enough. But again, not sure what Major League Baseball and the Yankees and the Rays and Yankee Stadium were thinking about, because we sat there for 3 hours waiting for a game to restart at the trade deadline. Really an amazing day, an amazing series of events, if you will. Again, to recap, Yanks win 7-4. They take 3 of 4 from the Rays. They're now 3.5 behind the Blue Jays. Bednar, Bird, Doval, and Caballero all added today, in addition to the 3 players the Yanks had already acquired: Ryan McMahon, Ahmed Rosario, and obviously Austin Slater, who played today. So again, 7-4, Bednar, Peraza, Caballero, and Bird all switch teams. All right, thanks for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also want to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees, the great Stacey Gotsulias and Brian McKeon. Again, all the stuff at Locked On Yankees is theirs. So follow, subscribe, and enjoy. To sum up, a good win, a great deadline day, and now the Yankees hit the road for 3 in Miami. And of course, as we always are, we're with you immediately following the game. All right. As we said, 7-4 Yanks win their 60th of the season. We'll be with you immediately following tomorrow night's game from Miami. There will be no rain delay. They have a roof in Miami, and something tells me it'll be closed in the middle of the summer. Have a great night, everyone.